Welcome to Triple R Ministries. We'll be covering Genesis chapter 16 through 20, covering the topics of Hagar and Ishmael, the sign of the covenant, the son of promise, Abraham intercedes for Sodom, Sodom's depravity, Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed, the descendants of Lot, and Abraham and Abimelech. Okay, the story of Hagar and Ishmael. So Sarah was barren, she can't have children. She takes her handmaid and gives her to Abraham to be his wife. Abraham sleeps with her. She gets pregnant. She begins to despise Sarah. Sarah tells Abraham, hey, my maid despises me because she's pregnant with your child. Abraham's like, whatever is your idea, do what you want with her. Sarah begins to mistreat Hagar. Hagar runs off to the desert. She runs away to the desert and she's chilling by a spring. The Lord appears to Hagar, tells her to return to Sarah. She's going to have a son, name her son Ishmael. And her son he'll have so many descendants that they'll be uncounted due to how many that they are. Hagar names God, you are the God who sees. And she goes back, and when Abraham's 88 years old, she has Ishmael. Ishmael is born to Abraham. Okay, the sign of the covenant. Now Abraham's 99 years old. God appears to him and reveals his name as I am Almighty God. That's a translation from El Shaddai, which means Almighty God. Okay, God now changed Abram's name to Abraham because he's the father of many nations. He also changed Sarah's name to Sarai's name to Sarah, excuse me. Now God instructed Abraham to circumcise every male in his household, whether there's blood or not, or their covenant will be broken with Abraham. And the covenant is that they'll inherit Canaan, as an everlasting possession. Okay. And God tells Abraham that Sarah will have a son, and to name the son Isaac. Okay. Now Abraham's chilling by his tent, during the heat of the day in the door of his tent. I'm guessing a cool breeze is blowing through there or whatnot. And he looks off the distance and he sees the Lord and two men. So he runs up to him. These two men are later going to be revealed to be angels. So Abraham runs up to him and bows to the ground. He's like, Lord, please don't pass me by. Stay, eat for a while, refresh your hearts before you continue on your journey. They're like, all right, cool. So they stayed, ate and stuff like this. So they asked, like, okay. The Lord asked, like, where's Sarah at? Abraham, like, oh, she over here in a tent somewhere, doing stuff. And the Lord, like, okay, surely I'm going to return to you in an amount of time. And behold, Sarah was going to have your son. And Sarah heard him say this, and she's a very old woman now. Okay, so she laughs it within her heart. So the Lord asked Abraham, like, why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too hard for the Lord? And Sarah was like, oh, Lord, but I didn't laugh. He's like, oh, but you did. And then, really Sarah didn't laugh. She laughed in her heart, okay? But the Lord sees what's in our heart, so he's seeing her laugh. He heard her laugh or whatever. Okay, moving forward. Abraham intercedes for Sodom. So the Lord and the two angels got up, faced Sodom. Abraham walked with them to send them on their way. And the Lord asked Abraham, he's like, okay, should I hide from Abraham what I'm here for or whatnot? So so he tells them that the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great. So he's going there to evaluate the outcry to see if it's accurate or whatnot. Okay, so at this time the two angels left toward Sodom. Okay, so Abraham asked the Lord, like, Lord, will you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah if there's 50 good people there? And the Lord's like, no, I won't destroy it if it's 50 good people there. He's like, so Abraham's like, Lord, will you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah if only 45 good people are there? Like, will you destroy the good people with the bad people? He's like, no, I won't destroy it if 45 good people are there. So he's like, will you destroy it if 40 people there? He's like, no, I won't destroy it if 40 people there. And so Abraham's like, would you destroy it if 30 good people's there? And the Lord's like, no, I won't destroy it if 30 good people's there. And Abraham negotiated it all the way down to 10 good people. He's like, Lord, if there's only 10 good people in Sodom and Gomorrah, will you spare the place? And the Lord's like, yes, I'll spare the whole place for Sodom. I will spare Sodom and Gomorrah if only 10 good people are found there. Okay? And then the Lord departs. Okay, chapter 19, Sodom's depravity. So the two angels that walked towards Sodom now came to Sodom, and they were standing by the gate. And Lot came out and seeing them, bowed himself to the ground. He's like, oh, my lords, please come into my house, chill in my house. Y'all don't stay out here and stuff like that. They like, nah, we over here, we finna stay the night in the town square. And Lot's like, no, please come into my house. Please, I urge you, please come into my house. They're like, no. You're like, please come into my house. They're like, all right, fine. So Lot take him into the house, cook him up a big feast of unleavened bread. You know, they ate up real good. And before they got a chance to lay down, the whole town came to Lot's house, banging on his door like, yeah, bring those two men out here so that we can have sex with them, so we can know them carnally. They wanted to rape the two angels that was in his house. And Lot's like, please, no, don't do so wickedly. Here, take my two virgin daughters. You can have them. They never knew a man. You know, do what you want with them, but please leave these men alone. It's the reason I took them into my house. And they like, oh, yeah? Well, now we going to take you and do you worse than we was going to do him, since you coming and you acting like a judge and stuff like this. So they pressed against Lot. They was finna rape him too, I guess. So the angels reached out and snatched Lot back into the crib. You know what I'm talking about? And struck the men with blindness. They were trying to break in. And these fools so desperate trying to rape them, they still trying to find the door blind. But they grew weary and couldn't get into Lot's house. Okay, so now the time passed. And the angel tells Lot to take his family and leave. To take his, whether he has sons, daughters, his wife, take everybody and leave because they're about to destroy the town. So Lot like, all right, he went and goes and tells his sons-in-law, like, hey, listen, God, the Lord's going to destroy the town. We all got to go. And his sons-in-laws kind of laugh at him like they wasn't taking him seriously. They like took him as if he was joking. And I just want to make a side note here. Lot had said before that his daughters were virgins. So I don't know if he was just saying that in desperation, but if they had, if he had sons-in-laws, I'm guessing they were married to his daughter, so maybe they weren't virgins. Whatever. Okay, so time passes. It's the morning time now, and the angel's like, look, and Lot was kind of still lingering around. The angel's like, look, get your stuff and go. We finna destroy this town. And they were still lingering. So the angels literally grabbed Lot and his wife, and the other angel grabbed his two daughters by the hands, and they took him out of the town and put him outside of town. They like, go, run for your life, and whatever you do, do not look back. We about to destroy this place. Okay? So they running for their lives, and no. Before this happened, Abraham like, look, man, I don't want to go to the mountains. Let me go to this small town, because if I go to the mountains, I'm scared somebody will kill me. So they're like, all right, fine, go to the small town. We won't destroy the small town for your sake, but get out of here. So run, don't look back. Okay, so they running, and Lot's wife looks back and sees the destruction, and she turns into like a pillar of ash or a pillar of salt. Okay, and they escape to the small town. The Lord rains down fire and brimstone. Bam! And Abraham looked out in the morning and seen like the smoke coming up from Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, dang, they didn't destroy the town. Okay, so the descendants of Lot. Now Lot had asked to go to a small town named Zor, but after the destruction was so like catastrophic on Sodom and Gomorrah, he was scared to stay in Zor because it was too close. So he went to the mountains where he was originally scared to go. So anyway, his daughter's like, all right, check it out. Daddy don't got no descendants. Let us get him drunk and lay with him so we can preserve his name. So they got him super drunk 2 nights in a row. The first night, the big sister slept with him and got pregnant. Okay, the second night, the other daughter, the younger daughter, slept with him and she got pregnant. The older daughter had a child named Moab. The younger had a child named Ben Ami. Okay, chapter 20, Abraham and Abimelech. Okay, now Abraham got up and went to Gerar, a town called Gerar. Okay, and he introduced his wife as his sister. Now the king Abimelech took Sarah because she was beautiful, obviously. Okay, and so the Lord came to Abimelech in a dream, and he was like, indeed, you are a dead man because you took this man's wife. He's like, oh Lord, I'm innocent. I haven't touched her or anything. Look, you can have him back and all this stuff. And the Lord's like, surely I'm gonna destroy you and all that live with you, your whole family and everybody, if you don't give her back. So Gerar, Abimelech was afraid, and he told this to all the land of Gerar, and they feared the Lord. So Abimelech gave Abraham Sarah back and many gifts, and he told him to stay wherever you want. Okay, so Abraham wouldn't pray for Gerar, and because all the women's wombs were closed in Gerar's household because he took Sarah. God like inflicted a plague on him. But anyway, Abraham prayed for them. They were all healed. That concludes this message. The next video will cover a topic. Isaac is going to be born. There's going to be a love story in there about how Isaac finds his wife, and time will start to fast forward pretty rapidly. So anyway, looks forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening. God bless you. Take care.